We're just 1 week away from the NFL draft, and joining us on Sports Seriously, as he has all month, is our NFL Draft Wire expert, Luke Easterling. Welcome back.
Hey, good to be here. We got we're hitting the home stretch here. It's getting exciting.
Amen to that. So, Luke, let's just dive right in. The New York teams. Both have been eternally struggling. Both have young quarterbacks. They're banking on being franchise quarterbacks. They've both got multiple first-round picks. According to your latest mock draft, what are both teams doing?
So some similar needs for these teams, right? I think that you could look at offensive line for both. You could look at defense. Obviously, it's a great year to need an edge rusher, and both of those teams do. So in terms of the Jets, who pick first, obviously they pick it number 4. You're talking about a defensive head coach in Robert Saleh, who didn't really get to spend his first round of early picks last year on that side of the ball, right? They took Zach Wilson. They took Elijah Moore. They took Elijah Vera Tucker. A lot of offensive guys. So I think he's going to want to help out his side of the ball this year. He's picking at 4. He's picking at 10. Number 4 is a great spot for KAYVON THIBODEAUX from Oregon, who I know you've spent some time with. If he happens to be on the board at that point, if he's not, I could see them going Sauce Gardner at corner from Cincinnati. Whatever position they don't address at 4, I think is where they have to look at 10, right? So if it's THIBODEAUX at 4, then you're looking at Derek Stingley from LSU, the corner there at 10. If it's the other way around, maybe it's Jermaine Johnson, the edge from Florida State at 10, if they end up getting Gardner at 4. For the Giants, I think at 5, it's about who's on the board at edge. If Thibodeaux's off the board, you probably don't go there. Maybe you go offensive tackle, because that's where we're talking about Evan Neal from Alabama, Ike Ekwonu from North Carolina State there at 5. And then at 7, it becomes interesting in terms of probably defense, but where? If you like Jermaine Johnson that early, do you take him? Is that where Kyle Hamilton goes, the safety from Notre Dame, who, again, one of the best overall players in this draft, but we're not sure where he fits in that top 10. Do they take him at 7, even though safety's not considered that much of a premium position? So definitely a lot of needs still for teams that we feel like have been, like you said, picking in the top 10 so many times. You would hope they wouldn't have this many needs still, but that's where we find both of those teams.
Another team with 2 first-round picks is the Green Bay Packers. Everyone knows they haven't drafted a wide receiver in the first round, and God knows how long. So, Luke, do they finally end this drought and make Aaron happy? What are they going to be doing?
I mean, that's got to be this year, right? You didn't. It's not like you just aren't taking a wide receiver. You also traded away maybe the best one in the league. You have to fill that spot, right? And again, 22, the pick they got from the Raiders in the Devontae Adams trade. That's a great spot to do it. And a great class to do it in. You're going to have a lot of talented receivers going off the board in the first round. Not sure how early that run starts. It could start in the top 10 with a team like Atlanta. It could wait a little bit until maybe Washington at 11, Philly at 15. Not sure when that starts, but when the Packers come up, if any of those top probably 5 receivers are on the board, we're talking about both the Ohio State guys, Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson. We're talking about Treylon Burks from Arkansas. Jameson Williams from Alabama, I think, is the real wild card there. I think if he was completely healthy, he might be the first one off the board. But obviously that ACL injury late in the season, recovery time, you're not sure when he's going to be ready as a rookie. He might be that 5th guy off the board, Drake London from USC being the other guy. But, man, if the Packers have a chance to land any of those 5 guys, but particularly a guy like Jameson Williams, who could be off the board again way earlier than normal just because of that injury, might take a little patience, but I think they're a team that can afford to wait on him to be at full strength. And then it could end up being a huge steal.
We are so close to the actual draft. It seems like this time is the time of lying and smokescreen. So as we enter draft week, what is your final focus in terms of storylines heading into Thursday night? And what are we really going to be talking about in Vegas?
I think it all has to start with the quarterbacks, where these quarterbacks are going to go and who's going to move around to get them, right? Usually if you want a quarterback in the first round, you can't sit there and wait. Mac Jones falling to the Patriots last year was really an exception to the rule. And so where does that run start at quarterback? Who jumps into that pool first? If it's Carolina at 6, if you think they're going to take your guy, do you have to get up to 5 and trade up with the Giants? Is Malik Willis or Kenny Pickett going to go at 5? Mm-hmm. But if they don't go at 6 to Carolina, say they go offensive tackle because they need a franchise left tackle and Evan Neal and Ekwonu and those guys are going to be there maybe. If it gets to 8, what if Atlanta wants to wait until next year? They'll ride with Marcus Mariota and they want to get a wide receiver. They want to get one of those defensive players that's going to be on the board. Mm-hmm. If those guys don't go there, how long do we wait until we see that first quarterback off the board, right? Are we getting all the way to Pittsburgh at 20 and maybe they jump up a little bit to get ahead of New Orleans to get a quarterback? That's, I think, going to be the big storyline is who's that first quarterback off the board? Where does he go and how do they fit, whether or not they have to trade up to get him? And I think the other big storyline is I don't think we're done yet with the veteran trades. You know, we still got guys like even at quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo and Baker Mayfield. Where are they going to land? Are we going to be, is it going to be an on the clock situation where those guys finally find homes? I think, you know, the NFL is a quarterback driven league, and I think draft night, it'll be no different.
Draft night is shaping up to be insane, Mackenzie, and I can't believe it's almost here. So good luck at the Bellagio. It's going to be a whole scene next week.
Yeah, speaking of a scene, my interview with the Impractical Jokers was exactly that. So stay tuned after the break. Hey sports fans, if you want to watch more sports seriously, be sure to check out these clips right here. And make sure you're subscribed to the channel to see all the great content from us here at USA Today Sports.